If you've been following me for a while, you know that I love eating in abundance, but I do also feel like it's important that we eat till we feel perfectly full and we don't overdo it, not for weight loss, but just for feeling our best, for feeling energized, and for actually being able to turn the food that we put into our body into energy so that we have the desire to live our lives and be joyful and free and energized. So today I want to talk a little bit about how many calories I eat per day and how much exercise I am currently doing. So I haven't tracked my calories in a very long time, but I would say that from, being able to guess it quite accurately, from having tracked it at times in the past, I would say that I'm averaging around 2,200 to 2,500 at the moment. But I will also say that it depends a lot whether I'm doing fully raw or raw till 4. So when I'm doing fully raw, it's rather on the lower side, 2,200 to 2,300. And also when I'm more active, it might be a bit higher, versus when I'm not that active, it might be a little bit lower. And it also depends a lot on what I have been eating the day before. So yesterday I went to a concert, which went all the way till 9 p.m. And after that, I still wanted some food, which typically, I usually have the discipline to just go to bed and say, hey, I'm going to have a really nice big breakfast tomorrow. But yesterday, I kind of felt like treating myself, so I went out for sushi. And so then today, I'm obviously going to eat a little bit less, not because I'm planning to, but just because I am still quite satiated from so many carbs yesterday, because I also had a big meal of sweet potatoes, zucchini, and buckwheat before going to that concert. So today it's going to be probably a little bit less, but I'm not tracking it, I'm not planning it. And I will also say that in the times where I was releasing weight, whether that was on purpose or whether that just happened, that was typically the times where I had a lot of fully raw days. And as I mentioned, in the fully raw days, it usually is on the lower side, because I feel like the raw food satiates you so much, especially if you really focus on high quality stuff and eating foods that really satiate you. So I typically have a big, meal of bananas, frozen berries blended together almost every day, and especially when I have my fully raw days. So those are very satiating foods. Berries, they are very high in in antioxidants and polyphenols. Typically, I also have my banana smoothie with an apple, so I have something to chew on, and that's also high in polyphenols. And bananas are also very satiating. They're high in, simple sugars, which really gives you a lot of energy as well to then also move, which brings me to the question of how much am I exercising per day? It again varies a lot on how much I've got going on, but typically I would say I do get in at least half an hour of some type of movement every day, which I think is essential and is the bare minimum. I don't think we humans are designed to just be sitting around all day and be sedentary. And what that typically looks like is going on my rebounder for, 3 to 10 minutes after I wake up, before I have my first meal of the day. I like to get my body ready for some fuel. So that's what it currently looks like: putting on a good song, dancing, getting my body also in a nice high vibration. And then during the day, I might do a little run in the woods. Nothing fancy, just 5 kilometers, super slow, taking it easy, talking pace, not walking pace, but talking pace, where you're still able to talk. And then also some strength training. So I'd say 3 to 4 times a week I do a jog or some strength training with the resistance bands. And then almost every day I do some sort of, whether that's cycling or walking somewhere. And then sometimes when I feel like it, after dinner, I also like to go for a quick bike ride. Like, again, nothing fancy, just like 15 to 20 minutes to help my body digest my last meal, and that has improved my sleep quality so much. But that might be like a day where I would say I'm more on the active side. I also have days, of course, where I do a lot less. And then I also have found ways to just incorporate movement into whatever I'm doing, which I think is also the key to being able to, incorporate exercise and movement into your everyday life, especially if you're working full-time, for example, is to find ways to incorporate it by, for example, cycling to work or cycling to the supermarket where you get your food, getting a bike trailer where you can put all the food in. And also when I go to events, so for example, that concert that I went yesterday to, I went there with the bicycle. Of course, I know that that's not always possible because some people might not live that close to a city. But yeah, so that's a way that I like to incorporate it into everyday life. So yeah, I would say on average half an hour to an hour of movement, but I wouldn't really call all of that exercise, but just using my body. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, for me also cleaning is a way of movement, like cleaning the apartment and doing just everyday chores. So yeah. Anyways, that's my video. If you want to know why eating less does not lead to weight loss, then check out this video and I might see you there. Bye!